Late January in Australia is the hottest time of year, and whilst most self-respecting Aussies hit the beach to cool down and pumice their feet in the sand, I was, well, participating in my favourite pastime.
So play school. Oh, I love Big Ted, he's so good.
And I got a little too carried away when it came time to pick a window.
Which window shall we look through today?
Come on.
Let's look through the
Square window.
round.
Square window. Yeah! Oh! Not again.
No, the truth is I did actually drop my phone and break the screen, so I strapped my banana in and we were heading to the creek to take advantage of some seriously low water levels. Well, I didn't know they were seriously low at that point. I thought I was going sluicing.
It cost a fortune to get in here, but I got the first geo-sluice in Australia.
I'd spent a not insignificant fortune on getting a geo-sluice shipped over here to Australia, and I wanted to take it to a creek that has historically given me very good gold. But there was a problem I had not anticipated, and that is that there's no flowing water at the moment, which gives us a golden opportunity to do something we can't normally do.
I can't use it though. There's no water. Last week this was flowing and I'd planned on setting it up just there. The one benefit to having water this low is we get access to areas we wouldn't normally be able to see with our eyes because it would be covered up with that wet liquidy stuff.
Of course I'm talking about water, if that wasn't obvious. This creek has two positions, very on and very off, and not really anything in between. What I mean by that is when it floods, you're standing under 12 to 15 feet of water.
First tiny flake.
And when it gets hot, it doesn't flow at all.
Get in the bucket! Yeah. You and I are not here for one flake. This creek has pans that will give you extraordinary gold. Let's find the ones that everyone's missed.
This is the gear I'll be using. And I thought I'd try my luck in this spot. You see, normally when the water's running at full capacity, this is completely inaccessible.
Prospector's on ice at the moment. This area is normally under like this much really fast moving water. And there's all this gravel here. So if there's gonna be gold anywhere, it should be here.
And just sometimes you nail it first go. I mean, maybe not you specifically, I'm talking about myself in the third person, which is awkward now that I point that out.
I don't know why I chose to wear sweatpants today. It's still really hot even though it's cloudy. Holy crap, that's a scorpion. Can you get up on the rocks so I can see where you... That's not a scorpion. What is that? Who knows what that is? That's an Australian animal I've never seen before. God, crocodiles, sharks, swimming knives. We've got it all.
I tried to put the newfound knowledge of a new, possibly spicy creature that's swimming around me and my pan while I pan in the water with it out of my head and hope for gold.
There's no way this has been worked because the water is always too fast every time I've been here. We've got gold. Oh my God. That is what this creek is about. Oh mama, even if I get 2 or 3 pans from here, it's gonna be good.
Any day you get to pick up pieces of gold like this is a good day. And it's an even better day when your dog decides to use a squeaky toy during a voiceover. And that means there was only one thing left to do. Stick my hand back in this disgusting stagnant water that I'm pretty sure has blue-green algae, and I definitely know has an unnamed creature in it. Look how brave and manly I'm being.
It's really nice to get in the water. It's so freaking humid out here. It kind of cools you down a little bit. This would be hell if Ra was out. Come on, baby, big bucks.
Ancient Egyptian sun gods
This one
aside,
certainly hasn't been worked. It's got all the right stuff. First pan was really good. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Ah, it's a good pan.
I know this creek for pockets, where there's exceptionally good gold, and squeaky toys.
I kind of got to make at least $300 of gold today to pay off the phone. So that's like 2 grams. That's a tall order.
Here's the thing about this creek. The pockets can be really rich, not just with squeaky toys, but with decent gold. My best day here was over 7 grams with just a pan. And I was holding out hope.
The gold here is so chunky, we might do it. We might actually get our 2 grams today. Every pan is giving me massive flakes.
I can hear the guys in Tasmania laughing.
There's so many of them. Meat scoop for scale, and like these are long meat scoops. I got a bullet! Oh, my reloading career is going to take off. Watch out, Winchester. We're getting some nice little almandine garnets, and the gold is still there.
A less than impressive display of strength later, and I'd almost finished working this spot, meaning I was going to have to find some new ground.
This is really exciting because the gold has been consistent and good. We're well on our way to breaking even.
No spot lasts forever, and it takes a concerted effort to make sure you stay on the gold.
Oh yeah. Well, it's still there. A little bit less than the last pan though. It's a little pile of gold. I've done 6 pans from here and I think this spot's done. There's only really gravel in here and a little bit in here. And that's all the gold I could get out of the last pan I did. Still really good sized bits, but we want more than that. Whumph.
The easiest way you can tell if a spot's finished is because it'll be like it wasn't before.
My initial success seems to have worn off a little bit. I spent the next half an hour just looking. And that's the best I've got so far. Look at this. I haven't been to this section of creek. Every time I find a new spot on this creek, it's like, yes, this looks great. And then I spend hours looking. Let the great searching begin. Oh, that's the perfect bedrock too. It's all broken. No, I don't know where to begin. I actually don't.
Completely overwhelmed by choice, I dug a hole behind the first obstruction I could see.
Normally the first pan in a new spot and the 5 or 6 after it are also completely desolate. It's just a lot of guesswork until you get it right. And you won! Yeah! That is 100% more than 0.
With the complicated maths out of the way, I set about looking further. And what I discovered was gold pretty much everywhere.
Oh, you can't beat panning with a C.
However, there was one serious issue that involves an animal we have here.
Oh, flies are just trying to drink the water out of my body. I don't get that. There's so much water around here and there's mineral salts, but no, they want mine. They want my own personal liquids that I made. This was the first place I tried and it's not the best spot. It was just in the gutter and we've got gold. That was only half a pan of gravel and we managed to get 10 little flakies in there. That spot down there is going to have a good deposit somewhere.
It's never what you know, it's always how you apply that knowledge. And I knew that there would be gold here. I just couldn't tell you exactly where because there was so many options in where to dig. And I was also busy making friends.
Buddy, I appreciate that you were here first. Yes, and you've got big sharp pointy claws. If you could just grab that for me, thank you. Come out. Come with me. This may be, in fact, the first time that you've ever met a human. Not all of us are bad. I don't intend on eating you. Some of you, us, will. So I suggest you fight harder in the future. But for now, we're just going to relocate you. But more importantly than that, I just want you to know that you're pretty damn cool. And this might be a weird experience that no one believes actually happened to you. So don't go trying to convince them. Just know that this happened. It's as close as you're ever going to get to being interviewed by, a demigod in your world. Right, goodbye.
After saying goodbye to Gerald, it was back to panning gold. And the gravels were proving to have gold all throughout them, but it was only good in small pockets. And with my cloud cover slowly disappearing, it was starting to warm up.
I know there's going to be pockets in there. It might take me a few sessions to find it, but we're off to a good start. That is a really heavy rock. The gold's just super consistent, about 10 flakes a pan. Not bonanza, but good.
Feeling kind of like Rain Man, I studied the bedrock and came to the realization that we had horizontal riffles running across the creek bed. Just like this one here. And generally speaking, we like these crevices because they slow the gravel down enough to let the gold drop out when the creek's in flood.
Those crevices work just like sluice riffles, and historically I've had a lot of luck in them. And getting bitten by leeches. That's great.
Normally you wouldn't even be able to see a crevice like that because it was underwater in a rapid section where my new sluice box would be really good to set up. Doing
this one-handed is not easy. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, we got good flakes again. We're back on that money, baby. When it's running, this spot's going to be great to sluice. But for now, Crevicing, hand dredging.
For the next little while, that's what I did. Poked around, had a look, and tried to figure out where the gold was really sitting. And I had some sporadic luck.
Ooh, yeah, real good black sand. And only a couple of flakes. It's hot. It's really hot. No water, no sluicing, lots of bedrock. Sporadic gold. It's getting on in the day, and unfortunately I'm running out of time for the creek, so hopefully we've made a little bit of my money back, mitigated some of that disaster that happened this morning.
Right, wow, that was a stressful 10 minutes, so we're just gonna have a little ADHD break here. Anyway, this is a Romanian skunk hound. It likes fat bass.
I got my phone repaired, and the only thing I can say about that is, oh my god! I wasn't expecting that, and I don't think we got 5-ish grams of gold.
But we did find some gold, and that's the main thing. Gerald the golden duck for scale. That's right, we now use ducks and bananas for scale, so that you have a better idea of what we're looking at in Freedom Land. I was actually surprised to see a little bit of mercury come out with my gold. That's that grey and silver material in there. But I was more surprised by the fact that most of this gold came out of just a couple of pans at the very beginning of the day. Well, we better find out how much in the hole I really am. The best way to support the channel is to jump over to theoldmoldy.com.au. That's where you can pick up some merch, or one of the many and ever-growing collections of pay dirts we have. That one's got pickers and nuggets. That one is full of frustration. It's at this point that I wish I could tell you I was optimistic. I was hoping for a gram, and with a couple of nice big clunkers right at the start, I had a little bit of hope that we might get there. But the gold was really sporadic all day, and that makes for hard prospecting, and in the end, I ended up with about 3/4 of a gram. In turn, that brings my January total to a little under 4 grams. And I managed to recover $105 worth of gold on my panning trip.